Remodeling activity remains high, despite, or maybe because of, the relative slowdown in new construction. But the remodeling industry has also experienced its own correction in the market recently, one that brings the resale value of various remodeling projects back down to earth. In the latest version of Remodeling Magazine's annual Cost versus Value report, projects across the board showed a more realistic return on investment than they had between 2003 and 2005. That said, the trend line is still tracking up, according to Sal Alfano, the magazine's editor.
2005 was probably the peak. In the national statistics, and we do national, regional, and then city-by-city statistics. In the national statistics, we had 2 projects that were over 100%, and about half of them were over 90% in value returned. We're getting back now to where the top returns are in the high 80s, which is more of a, I would say, a normal. It's still up, it's trending upward, but it's more within the normal range. And I think we're getting back away from this really hot, red-hot period of remodeling and real estate market back to something that's more typical.
Celebrating its 20th year in 2007, the annual Cost versus Value report provides much more than a snapshot of various remodeling projects and their estimated costs and payback across nearly 60 metropolitan markets. The annual report also can be a valuable sales tool for remodeling contractors, helping manage the expectations of their prospective clients to more thoroughly evaluate their project.
The typical remodeler is often bidding on a project, so he's got to present cost information to the homeowner who really doesn't know what the project's going to cost. So we try to provide a range of numbers that at least give them a baseline, something they can talk to the homeowner and say, you know, here's what nationally this bath addition or this kitchen remodel typically would cost, and here are the numbers that I'm presenting for what I can do it for. So it gives them kind of a third-party validation. It's something in their sales presentation they can use to build confidence in the homeowner that this is a reasonable, fair, honest price for the work that's being offered. The cost side is really, it's only the first half. Homeowners are always interested in resale value. It may not be the number one thing that they're thinking about, but it's always in the back of their mind. Am I overbuilding? Am I going to get my money back out if and when I have to sell this property? And so by presenting the cost to construct and then balancing that with the value of that project at resale, we give the homeowner some indication of what they can expect in the current real estate market if they invest that money in a remodeling project.
Throughout the history of the Cost versus Value report, Alfano and his staff have tweaked and refined the categories to make the information relevant and useful to remodeling contractors. Recently, for instance, the study split its window replacement category into wood and vinyl window projects to reflect the popularity and differences in cost and value between the two. The most popular remodeling projects, of course, remain kitchens and baths. But even those hot buttons aren't always winners in the resale value equation, right?
It's not always guaranteed that you'll get your value out. What I tell people is the closer you stay to a more traditional design and traditional finishes, the more likely you are to appeal to a larger number of potential buyers. A lot of it has to do with buyer expectations. So, for example, if you're adding a bath to a house that has 1.5 baths, when all the other houses in the neighborhood have 2.5 baths, then what you're doing by adding that bath is bringing your house up to the standard of the neighborhood, and you're meeting the expectation of the buyer. A lot of buyers won't even get out of the car to look at your house when it has 1.5 baths. Now it has 2.5, and the second bath is brand new. So now it's probably the first house they want to look at.
Good advice from the authority on cost versus value in remodeling. For more advice like this, make sure to tune in for more Build TV, ideas to help your business. For Build TV, I'm Jeff Lancashire.